2 of the ASAA Hoop Showcase here from the Saville Center. We just seen a great game. Hopefully we get another one. This time it'll be the Edmonton Christian Lions tipping off against the Ross Sheppard Thunderbirds on this IC Live Procast. My name is Connor Toffin, joined by Eric Fawcett. Eric, this has been such a great event today. It's been great to come out here to the Saville Center and really just see some great basketball so far. Should be another good game coming up.
Yeah, we are already treated to a classic that came down to the final moments, and the best part is we get to run it back and do it again. These are two teams that are full of veteran players. They both want to make some noise here, both in league and at the provincial level, and this is going to be a huge test tonight.
Ross Sheppard, one of the larger schools in Edmonton, they got a big pool to pick from. And a lot of times that can lead to them being kind of one of the best teams in Edmonton. This year you were telling me that they're a very well-balanced team. I
think so, and you mentioned their kind of depth of talent and the amount of students that they can kind of choose from. But, you know, the last couple of years they've been younger, and even their kind of coaches referred to it as a bit of a rebuild period. Well, the rebuild's done. They're old now. These players that have been in the program, getting opportunities as younger players, a lot of minutes, maybe the wins weren't there. Now they're old, they're experienced, and this is where they're trying to reap the fruits of their labor. So they're looking to make big noise this season, and it starts tonight.
And then you got a team on the other side of the Edmonton Christian Lions, under 300 students at their school. So, you know, you think so little population to pick from, but sometimes these small schools really end up building these good programs. They got a good ball team over there with the Lions. Just kind of talk to me about maybe some of the opportunities that being a smaller school can have for a team like Edmonton Christian.
Well, they are a small school, but they also usually get, they've got a couple feeder middle schools that usually end up sending talent to Edmonton Christian, and that means that even though these players, not like most high schools where maybe it's a lot of players coming together, they have guys that have played through their junior high years together, and there's kind of a connectivity that they always seem to play with. And now with experience, with a lot of length up and down the lineup, it just always seems like Edmonton Christian is able to play with much bigger schools. And again, just the style that they utilize, they'll slow things down, they'll junk it up with different defenses. It's what it can mean to, it's what teams can use to really take down some bigger clubs. So I know they'll have a great game plan in order here to try to slow down the Thunderbirds.
Just getting our starting lineups introduced here from the Saville Center. As I said, we just seen an amazing game. So, you know, as commentators, we never really cheer for anybody, but we cheer for good games. We've been blessed to one already. And hopefully we see a second here as we just about get ready to tip off.
Looks like in the jump circle right away, we're going to get a battle of two players that are going to be very, very impactful tonight. Carson Bartlett for Ross Shepp and Isaac Day for Edmonton Christian. Two players with size in the front court that play both with power and skill. And we see them in the jump circle now. I think they're going to be going back and forth a whole bunch tonight.
Just about ready for tip-off. Ball is up and we are underway as Isaac Day will win the tip-off for the Lions. Starting at point guard will be Caleb Gurma, big-time energy player. Gets it to Day down low, had an open layup. At least it looked open. He missed, and they'll say he got fouled.
That was an incredible catch by Isaac Day. You see right away Edmonton Christian goes to a ball screen, gets a switch, and the pass is just rifled in. I thought it was going to be tough to corral, but really nice by Day to catch it with one hand, and then he probably wishes he finished down for an and one, but does draw the foul to go to the line.
Day missed the first. He'll line up the second, and it will go for his points on the game. We get our first look at the Ross Sheppard Thunderbirds on offense as Carter Hull surveys the floor. Quick pass over to Dunkley, appropriate name for a basketball player. Three, and that one's not going to go. Rebound pulled in by Snarties. And another foul down low. Thunderbirds picking up a second foul already, just 35 seconds into the game.
Now we'll see if those start to pile up. We saw foul trouble play a big big role in the first game of the day, and we'll see if it's just as big this one. Also, these free throws allowing Edmonton Christian to get to the line, just get to the line and then set their defense, which is important against a Sheppard team that's full of athletes, likes to play fast. The Edmonton Christian is going to be able to kind of set things up here.
No good on the free throws. Thunderbirds now take it the other way. Long shot doesn't go. Dunkley with the three-point attempt. Date, quick pass down low. Tons of traffic around the rim, and it'll be a travel.
Kai Dunkley, son of a coach. You always love to have the coach's sons as point guards, usually high IQ players, and he's an important one.
Shep, plenty of off-the-ball movement here on this possession. Neil Gambo.
Yeah, that was a beautiful offensive possession for Sheppard. They got this like double rip play into a screen, the screener for a shooter, but then it just ends in an isolation and a very good individual play for a bucket.
Near turnover force there. Ball was already out of bounds though as Dunkley was chasing it down. And it'll stay Lions ball. Kahami stopped up in the key. And Sheppard able to force another turnover. Seen this in the last game, and this is, I feel like, a lot of what you see in high school basketball, just these kind of sloppy starts as these teams look to get their bearings.
Well, and it is early, of course, in the season. A lot of players that play multiple other sports. Everyone's just trying to get their feet underneath them, and this is a big setting on a big game like tonight.
Bartlett up top. Tries the bounce pass into Dunkley. Went off the leg of Date. And out of bounds. They'll inbound it to Dunkley. Quick spin by Midiku. Here's a three. Neon Gabo. First three of the game.
Dunkley could have taken one, made a smart move, gave the extra pass to an even better shot. If you can give up good shots for great shots, you're going to be successful as an offense.
Gurma gets it back quickly, puts it on the floor, pulls it quickly, missed everything. We'll call it a pass. Layup isn't good. Couple offensive rebounds, and Date puts it in.
Good push by Dunkley.
Thunderbirds quickly working it back up court. Caught the line sleeping a little bit. Carter Hull with the finish.
Just no one found Hull, and the only one that seemed to see him was Dunkley, and that was the guy with the ball who's most important.
Gurma spinning, kick up high, three doesn't go. Snatters with the attempt. And Thunderbirds will get the ball right back. Here's Midiku. Quick gives. Boy, they almost found Hull open again. This time it'll be a three. That one doesn't go for Dunkley, but it's rebounded by Neil Gabo. Bartlett spinning. Throws it out to Midiku. Goes up with the right, all the way around, doesn't go. And Day the low man for the rebound. Long outlet pass. Baseball pass there from Day. Bit of a euro there, and going up to the right was Kamami, couldn't finish. And quickly pushing it back is Dunkley. Move it back outside to Midiku. Hull. Up top, down to Bartlett. Bartlett in the post, up with the left, doesn't go, but got fouled.
You see early that the Thunderbirds, they run a lot of sets, they run a lot of actions, they make defenses guard multiple actions. So, but Carson Bartlett is a player who's very, very good individually, and I think on a lot of other teams would get a lot more shots and maybe put up more numbers, but he's very content playing a team style of basketball here with the Thunderbirds, who on this instance post him up and he's able to show a little bit of that one-on-one ability getting to the line.
Bartlett at the free throw line. First one doesn't go. Lions, bit of pressure being brought up court here by the Thunderbirds. They'll move it to Day. Day in the post, backing down his defender. Day goes up and lays it in.
Isaac Day just playing some bully ball. That's a big man's move on the inside. Just knocks his defender back under the rim and then steps through.
Three-point attempt doesn't go. Hull pulled it. Couldn't find the bottom. Gurma, seen some flashy passing from him early on as they look for Day down low. Couldn't find him. It's a turnover picked up by Dunkley. Dunkley, outlet pass, he moves it up to Hull. Hull pulls it, shoots, and scores. Gurma gives it up quickly to Snatters. Daniel up top. Fotzing drives, puts a shoulder down, had some separation for a moment, sends it back out. Putting it on the floor is Daniel, and couldn't get a clean shot. Thunderbirds came with the rebound just before that shot clock ran out. Quick passing into the corner. Bartlett back up, and Dunkley will go back to save it just as it was about to cross half court. Still 10 seconds left on the shot clock for Bartlett in the corner. Quick pass up to Hull. Bartlett again. There's a foul on the floor, and it'll go away from the ball. Looks like it's called against Midiku.
So much off-ball screening for the Thunderbirds, and looks like he was maybe a little bit ambitious trying to free up his teammate, but sometimes those are fouls that you almost like to see as a coach. That's an unselfish offensive foul, trying to free up a teammate.
Braxton Blythe comes onto the floor for his first minutes of the game. Gurma, Hezi, pass to the corner. Thunderbirds defense giving no space to the Lions. They'll find some here on the three, and it doesn't go. Off the fingers of Snatters. Gurma calms down the offense for a moment and finds an open teammate, and they can't get it to go. Fight for the rebound. And Bartlett will win that one. Kovacic, seeing his first action of the game. Now into the corner is Blythe. Misses, but gets his own rebound. Blythe goes up with it. And couldn't finish. Lions now going the other way. Gurma. Couple nice dribble moves. Gurma strung to the hoop, and he gets fouled.
Bit of a measured start here as both teams try to get their rhythm. Both defenses seem to be playing very tight, though. Again, it's not for a lack of execution on the offensive end. Both teams that really take pride on the defensive side of things, and it looks like right now the defense is winning out.
Couple substitutions into the game for the Lions, as Day and Fotzing get their first break of the game. Haven't had a lot of whistles so far. Doesn't really feel like we're almost 6 minutes in, does it?
No, it's been flying along here. I think that's the pace that both teams are also probably pretty happy to play at. I do think at some point we might see something from Edmonton Christian, maybe a little bit of a zone press or something like that to change things up. But, these are also athletic high school kids who are full of energy and love to play the game up and down.
Gurma able to make both. Feels like the Thunderbirds have been fairly in control of this game so far, but only up by 3 right now.
Yeah, I think they've gotten some great looks, getting some shooters off staggers that got wide open and missed open threes. I mean, those are successful offensive possessions. The shot didn't fall, but they have gotten good looks. So I think that eventually those are going to start to fall, even though, once again, this one doesn't.
That was Bartlett on the attempt, didn't go. Another physical fight for the rebound, and that one's going to be a possession arrow here. This time, it'll be the advantage of the Thunderbirds.
Only 4 seconds on the shot clock here. They'll have to look for something quick.
They tried to find Bartlett in the corner. It was intercepted by Kamami, but he was already standing out of bounds. And the Thunderbirds will call timeout.
And this will be a smart timeout, whether it be just the kind of general execution, but I think more so just this one play for the Ross Shep bench to see, okay, we've got 3 seconds on the shot clock. Let's see if we can make something of it with the timeout. So they'll draw something up here, see if they can get either something quick at the rim or maybe an open three-point look.
also think I see some of the Jasper Place Rebels sticking around. We've talked about that excellent game. Did we learn anything in that first game tonight where the Rebels were down by about 18 or so early and then kind of slowly climbed all the way back? You know, it's been a while since we've done some high school basketball, and is there anything you kind of learned from that first game?
Yeah, I think just as we look towards the rest of the season for Jasper Place, just I think, you know, we learned something, I think they did too, just about what kind of success is going to look like for them and what style is going to be successful against good teams. It was, you know, you got to see with some particular players off the bench that were so impactful defensively. There are probably some guys that could end up playing bigger roles and some guys that knocked down some shots late in the second half that maybe earned themselves some extra minutes. So I think, again, this early you're looking to see what lineups work together, what roles you want certain players in, and I think that some players earn themselves some bigger opportunities moving forward.
It's been great to see the support today as well from the U of A Golden Bears.
It looks like they actually deemed it was a change of possession on the last.
Well, they did just reset the shot clock to 14. That's of note.
If you remember the play, they threw it directly into the hands of an Edmonton Christian player who had a foot out of bounds. So to me, that's not really possession, but that was what is deemed by the officials.
So tons of extra time here for the Thunderbirds now. They'll pull the three, doesn't go. Fight for the rebound, Bartlett. That'll be a foul as Bartlett drug Van Boom to the ground.
Yeah, Bartlett is making himself impactful on every rebound. He's always in the mix. You just look at him, he's got length, he's got size, and he uses it. It's a big foul, though, as this will send Edmonton Christian to the free throw line. And looks like we'll be in bonus for 3 minutes and 41 seconds here.
The Thunderbirds in some foul trouble early as Van Boom goes to the line. As I said, you know, excellent support today as we've seen some U of A Golden Bears staff kind of walking around. Also see Jordan Baker, head coach of the Nadukes in here, also former Edmonton Stinger. Some great local representation from the post-secondaries here. So good to see, and you have to imagine that'll make this game feel a little more important to the players as well.
Yeah, I think a lot of players were open about the fact that they're looking to play post-secondary basketball, and this is a great opportunity, a showcase like this, a game on TELUS television to really showcase who they are as a player and see if they can get some coaches interested.
Germa, quick pull from three, and it won't go. Dunkley, long pass into the corner, and Thunderbirds couldn't save it. Lions come up with it, and then they dribble it away as that one goes out of bounds.
See more substitutions here for Ross Sheppard. One of the storylines of tonight's game is the fact that tomorrow morning, Ross Shepp will be playing in their own tournament. They host a big tournament every year in Edmonton, the Totem Hoops Classic. It's always one of the best in the city. You can probably catch me there this weekend watching some games, and they've really got to win that first game. It's an important one in front of their student body and to get on the right side of the draw. So I think that they're gonna have to use their bench here and then make sure they're also nice and fresh for tomorrow morning.
Shot is up, no good from the Lions. Yeah, that Totem Hoop Classic at Shepp is just an awesome tournament. That gym tomorrow is going to be absolutely packed full of students who their teachers will say let go to support their team playing basketball, which is always good to see. Some of them, obviously, a lot of them on spare as well. And it's always such a good experience for these young athletes to get to play in front of a full crowd like that. Not everybody gets to do it no matter how long you played. Dunkley. Blith. Now up top. High post. Kick it back out to Emmanuel. Dunkley has to turn and shoot with a shot clock running down. And can't catch rim, so it'll be another shot clock violation.
Yeah, great defensive possession from Edmonton Christian once again. There's so much that Ross Sheppard will throw at you offensively with a lot of different actions, but right now it's been the Lions who have kind of been able to bust up all those actions and force late shot clocks here for the Thunderbirds.
Step back into a shot from Daniel, and it's in.
kind of just felt like it was going to be one of these teams to knock down a three to kind of break the seal, as both teams have not shot well. Maybe that's the one that kind of starts the waterfall.
Thunderbirds looking for the response, but a travel. And we're all tied up at 10 as the Lions get the ball back. Daniel will bring the ball up with Gurma now low to the game. Quick give over to Brandel. One of the two Brandels on the team. That's Sam Brandel on the floor wearing number 4. The pair of twins.
Beautiful take there from Daniel. Gets it done from the three-point line earlier. This time gets all the way to the hoop with his right hand.
Corner 3 is open for Blith, and that one won't go. Shots just not falling right now for the Thunderbirds. Kamami. Quick pass back out, and it'll be a travel as Van Boom didn't put it on the floor in time.
Again, we're just seeing substitutions roll in here for Ross Sheppard, and you know, part of it is, like we mentioned, they want to be fresh for tomorrow, but I'm also wondering if they're just searching for some answers a little bit right now offensively, trying to figure out who can knock down a shot, because they've gotten some good open ones, but they're yet to fall.
In the corner is Gravella, seeing his first action on the day. Nyongabo up top, shot clock into single digits, pulls the 3 and it's in.
Exactly what they needed. Again, Edmonton Christian's going to mix up defenses. They're in their zone, and the best way to get someone out of his zone is to knock down some threes, so that was a huge one.
Brandel, Sam Brandel. Down low into the post, Van Boom goes up and puts it in.
Van Boom, beautiful footwork with that reverse pivot at the end. That was very nice work in the low block.
Probably the last possession here is Nyongabo brings it up the floor. Gravella driving, kicks it back out to Nyongabo, puts up the 3, can't hit, and that'll close the first quarter. A defensive one. The Edmonton Christian Lions up just 14-13, tightly contested, lots of defense.
Wet Grip Microfiber wicks away sweat to maintain superior handles. Spalding Shooter Seam is designed for instant ball recognition. Rotationally balanced butyl bladder provides ultimate air. Official high school game ball of over 20 state adoptions. Built for hardwood hooping.
We're through one quarter here from the Saville Center in this ASAA Hoops Showcase, second game of the doubleheader. Edmonton Christian Lions and Ross Shep Thunderbirds, with the Lions up 14-13 on this IC Live Procast. Connor Toffin joined by Eric Fawcett. Eric, lids weren't really lifted off the buckets there in the first quarter.
No, I thought Edmonton Christian particularly did a good job defensively. The first couple possessions of the game, the Lions were in man defense, and Ross Shep was running some beautiful offense, running shooters off staggers, running all these rip screens to get guys open near the rim, and Edmonton Christian said, well, let's not deal with this at all, let's go into a zone. They went into a 2-3, and it started to really mess up the timing of the Thunderbirds, and that's what's kind of kept things close. On the other end, though, Thunderbirds also playing some pretty stout defense, keeping the ball out of the middle, and kind of daring some of these Edmonton Christian players to make shots. So a little bit of a defensive battle so far, but we know that there's offensive talent on both sides of the floor, so it could very well be who's able to start knocking down shots right away that gets the upper hand in this one.
There you see the good crowd that's turned out for today's game. Always good to see. These guys' buddies coming out to support him as they take the floor. Flotzing will inbound as we open up the second quarter. Germa back on the floor. Quickly gives it up to Snatters. Germa. Dribble. Quickly gets it down to Day. Day in a bit of trouble right now, but quickly, nice pass to a slashing Flotzing who puts it in.
Just great patience with his head up, waits for the cutter to loop around on the pinch post and finds him wide open. That was very good offense.
Neon Gabel, that pass was deflected. He gets it right back. Into the corner, Kovacic. Back up to Neon Gabel, finds a bit of space, mid-range 2. It rolls up and in.
He's been the one player in the Thunderbirds to really be knocking things down. Got a friendly shooter's roll on that one.
Germa. Driving the lane now is Kamami. And it won't go, but it goes off of a Thunderbird, so it'll stay Lions possession.
Getting it done offensively on the other end, and then really good anticipation to come with a block shot.
That was Neon Gabel with the block. Germa. Oh, to Day, and Day couldn't finish. Thunderbirds kind of stuck behind their own hoop, and now they'll be able to get it out to Blith. Here's Neon Gabel. Blith. Pass was a bit behind him, and Blith couldn't quite corral it. Germa called for a screen. Might have been more of a fake call there than anything. He starts driving, dishes it to a cutting Flotzing. Another bucket for Flotzing here in the second quarter.
Great finish, great balance to finish that around multiple shot blockers.
Lions up 18-15 here early in the second quarter. Neon Gabel spinning, looking for something. Gets it out now, they'll work it back into the post, but it's poked away by Day. Germa fighting for the loose ball. Down there with Prasad. And they'll call a jump ball.
That was tremendous individual defense by Day. He stuck his lower hand underneath the ball on the first dribble of the offensive player, poked it away, and the jump ball will keep it on this end. But again, I've just been so impressed by Day's game.
Neon Gabel barking out orders to his teammate. They find an open three in the corner. Wasn't a ton of time on the shot clock. Get the rebound, they put it up again, and it's in. Prasad with the second chance points.
A tough situation to be inbounding with 1 second on the clock. They get a wide open three, scramble the defense to get an offensive rebound because of it.
Date off the pick and roll, now kicks to the corner. Here's the shot, doesn't go. Offensive rebound though for Kamami. Takes it back out, shot clock resets. Kamami down low, fighting through the contest of Prasad.
The Lions have done this a number of times where they've got the hit-ahead pass and then the immediate cut. It shows just how connected they are as a team.
Pull down low as it poked away. Germa with the steal. Germa looking to pressure the defense, running along the baseline, and I think he might have stepped out there as he just ran out of room. See Evan Smith on the floor for the Thunderbirds, getting his first minutes of the game. Pull up top. Lions settling into their zone defense. Prasad. Neon Gabel pulls it, it was deflected. Good defense from Flotzing.
That 2-3 zone has just completely taken Ross Sheppard out of their kind of motion offense that was so successful early in the game. It was a great move here from Edmonton Christian.
Here's Date. Down low in the post, goes up with the right. Can't finish, heavily contested shot. And they'll say that one went out off the Thunderbirds.
Isaac Day is just so strong in those post-ups. Started 9 feet from the rim, and with 3 dribbles, he was underneath it. He missed that one. That's one he'd normally make on the hook, but again, that opportunity for them is going to be almost there. Again, when he catches it this deep, it's game over.
Same shot. This time Dave's going to finish. Lions with the ability to rack up the points in the paints. They're showing off that ability here in the second quarter. Girma, another steal. Loose ball. He'll recover and take it over half court. Girma, little hesitation, finds some space, can't finish. Girma fighting for it back. And I think before he could get the attempt on the strip, he ended up fouling Bartlett. And the Lions will call a timeout. Well, the Lions have been dominating inside the paint so far. Here you see the foul on Girma, just kind of grabbing that right arm. Wonder when they're going to start looking to the outside. I have on my rundown here for the Lions gave us, and Aaron Snatters, I just thought this was impressive, so wanted to bring it up just in case we never get the chance to. In the game last year against Emmy Lazert, made 14 three-pointers within that one game.
Yeah, that is, it's crazy to think about at any level of basketball. I'm just thinking about in this gym 2 weeks ago, Brandon Micklejohn at the University of Alberta, who I see working this game alongside a number of his teammates. He had 10 threes, and which was a school record. And just to feel like how many threes that felt like in this gym, and it was like, oh, and this player hit 14. Like to think about 4 more threes than that is incredible, and truly at any level of basketball. So, that's someone that when you're looking at, could we see someone go for an offensive explosion the rest of the game? I mean, you start with the guy with the capability of hitting 14 threes in a game.
Hey, just to put that into perspective, obviously it's a totally different level of basketball, but the NBA record for threes in a game was set by Klay Thompson, also at 14. They also have 8 extra minutes on the clock with playing 12-minute quarters, so it's an impressive number no matter how you look at it. But really, you got to take the shots that are open, and that's exactly what the Lions have done so far. Thunderbirds. Go ahead.
You think about 2-3 zones as being, pack it in and protect the paint, but what's been really impressive for the Lions is just how much they extend the zone and have been pushing catches out further beyond the three-point line for the Thunderbirds.
Able to get another stop. They push the pace, give it to Day driving. Quick kick out, and it's intercepted by Dunkley. Dunkley surveys. They'll fake the shot, back out to Dunkley. Dunkley couldn't finish.
Yeah, Dunkley's fighting it a little bit. I think he missed his last shot long, and this one he misses short. Important player for them as a point guard. He's made some really good reads, but the shot has not been there for him yet. But we're looking for some guys to start knocking him down on both sides of the floor right now.
There's a 3 for Snatters, doesn't go. Offensive rebound on the putback attempt, won't go either. That was Fotzing down low. And another turnover here. Long outlast pass. And what a pass as they find Fotzing. Boy, Fotzing with the finish, but what a pass by the big Isaac Day.
Isaac Day, QB1. It wasn't like he even had the ball in his hands for that long. Just turned and fired the baseball pass. And once again, this extended pressure in the zone for Edmonton Christian has been so good.
This time, Dunkley, shorter player there amongst the trees, able to pull down that defensive rebound. Neon Gabo gives it up to the corner. Here's Smith. Jumper doesn't go. They'll find Neon Gabo on the wing. 3 goes.
Yeah, he's starting to heat up. Couple of threes, got some points at the rim. He's been the offensive energy right now for the Thunderbirds.
Daniel. Little crossover, and ball was hit away as he was getting to the rim. Go to bounds on the Thunderbirds. Day will quickly go to the corner. Daniel open 3 off the side of the backboard. Rebounded though by the Lions again.
Got to put one up quick. That shot didn't hit the rim, so there's no reset.
Day with the dunk! Just as the shot clock was hitting 0. And that gets the Lions bench to come alive, but a 3 on the other end. Big response for Evan Smith.
Big answer to quiet the crowd after a dunk from Isaac Day. That's exactly what you want.
Snatters kicks it to the corner. Babuka now to Daniel. Daniel hesitates, now puts it up. And we'll see who that's off of. Off of the Thunderbirds again. It'll stay Lions ball. 14 on the shot clock. And we'll see some subs here. Lots of quick subs so far here for the Lions.
Here's going to be that dunk. Good recognition to find him under the rim. Nice replay to also show that he got that out of his fingertips before the shot clock expired. There's you know, for a player to be able to put down a two-handed dunk off vert at this level is impressive.
Ooh. Heard the smack there as Van Boom hit the ground hard. Gets up, no worse for the wear, and that'll be a blocking foul on Ross Shepp. They got into foul trouble in the first quarter. I believe they were at 5 fouls with about 4 minutes remaining. Not in much trouble here. Just their first foul of the quarter, doing a much better job here. Turnover as the young Gabo takes it up the floor. Open three, Carter Hull. Can't hit. And it'll be Lions ball.
This quarter's flying by as well. Only 2 team fouls total, and again, it's been a bit of a defensive battle right now, and it's no team's really gotten into their rhythm fully offensively yet.
Fake Snatters puts it on the floor, goes up with the left, can't go. Good look there from Snatters. And now the Thunderbirds lose control. Bartlett, smart play there. Threw it off of Babuka. And then out of bounds, so it'll stay Thunderbirds ball.
One of the least fun plays in basketball when you see your opponent going out of bounds with the ball in his hands and you know he's got to dodgeball it off of you, but it's a high IQ play and the Thunderbirds get it back.
Dunkley off the inbound. Lots of time on the shot clock here. Still 12 seconds on it. Ian Gabo pulls it, 3, it's in!
He's been the one guy that's really softened the zone of Edmonton Christian. That ability to knock down shots is something the Lions might have to adjust to.
Daniel to the high post of Van Boom. A quickie move it back out. It was tipped by Dunkley. Daniel recovers it. Shot clock to single digits. Daniel up top. Lots of pressure. Down to the floor goes Smith. Forces the turnover. And they'll call it a jump ball. So should be Lions ball here. Now that shot clock stayed running. They said Daniel never got possession. We'll see if they change that. Otherwise, it's 1 second on the shot clock here for the Lions.
Yeah, they're going to discuss it now. Yeah, given the previous change of possession they awarded on the other end, I was thinking they would probably give a change of possession here, and they do. So 14 seconds here for Edmonton Christian.
Irma back on the floor, he'll inbound. Daniel up top. Germa directing the offense. Goes right, and looks like he stepped out of bounds.
Yeah, these sidelines have claimed a number of players as they, you know, it's not a lot of space in the corner when that ball gets reversed to you. If it's not an immediate jump shot, a lot of players stepping back on their attacking of a closeout, and it's made for a lot of turnovers this evening from multiple squads.
3 doesn't go. One off the rim, one off the shot clock. I've got to ask you a question here. So, see on that last shot, that net is kind of flipped up into itself. Does that kind of mess with the shooter's eyes?
I think it absolutely does. I mean, the shooter's backdrop is huge. And when you're used to looking at the mesh like it is.
Long 3 for Snatters. That net's okay.
We know he can heat up, but yeah, I absolutely think that it can affect shooters.
See it there, just like I said, kind of flipped up into itself there. Got to make a shot to make it go back down. Dunkley won't hit.
A little bit like shooting at the playgrounds where the net's been ripped down and never replaced.
Kickball violation. It'll stay Lions ball.
Not a problem we have here in Edmonton with Reed Clark, who's formerly with the Stingers, who made sure every outdoor net in Edmonton had a net. But everyone knows playing as a kid, where you see these backboards and no nets on rims, and yeah, it can mess with your backdrop. It can mess with your eye and your depth perception, and you'd like to see it maybe pull down at the next opportunity.
My jumper's messed up no matter what. It doesn't matter what the net is. One rim, double rim, triple rim, net, no net, chains. Oh, big block down low. Kovacic. Now Thunderbirds looking to push the pace. That'll fix the net. Evan Smith with an and one.
Yeah,
and now a chance to tie it.
Smith is playing hard. We saw him tie up a jump ball by diving to the floor early. Here he has the strength to absorb contact and finish. And of course the block on the other end. Massive clean rejection. It turns into points on the other end.
Chance to tie it. For Evan Smith looking to complete the and one. He'll do just that. We're all knotted up at 29 with 45 seconds left to play here in the first half. Daniel. Go to the corner. More quick passing. That one went off of a Thunderbird. So seeing Snatters step into the backcourt, he was allowed to do that. Snatters, quick three from the corner, doesn't go. Daniel fighting for the rebound, but Dunkley comes away with the loose ball. Just a couple seconds separating shot clock and game clock. Young Gabo, quick shot, doesn't go. Dunkley with another rebound. Goes up, can't finish. And Snatters will calm things down. 10 seconds left. Lions will hold for last shot. Daniel, long three, short, and that'll do it for the first half. So Eric, all knotted up at 29, been tightly contested. Last game we talked about how basketball is a game of runs, and one team would kind of get back and then climb back. This game has kind of been more shot for shot so far, it feels like.
Yeah, two teams that pride themselves on their defense, and right now the execution on that end from both teams is just ahead of the offense. So I think as both teams, quickly rush to the locker room here, both coaches are going to try to figure out, okay, what can we get going? What do we have in the playbook that can work? Because again, in a game that's tied at the half at only 29 points apiece, clearly there's a lot of meat left on the bone offensively, and the team that's able to make something happen offensively could definitely come out victorious.
I want to take a moment to thank our sponsors who make these showcases happen in the first place. First of all, Alberta Milk. Alberta Milk would like you to know that milk helps get you going, and where you go is up to you. Bel Air Direct, a proud supporter of education and high school athletics across Alberta. Spalding. The ASAA thanks Spalding for being the official basketball sponsor of the ASAA. The Canadian Armed Forces. This is for you. And the Government of Alberta. The Sport, Physical Activity and Recreation branch of the Ministry of Tourism and Sport with the Government of Alberta is a funding provider to the ASAA. The funds received from this area of government are put towards enhancing the quality of life for Albertans. All knotted up, 29-29 between the Lions and the Thunderbirds headed into the half.
Wet Grip Microfiber wicks away sweat to maintain superior handles. Spalding Shooter Seam is designed for instant ball recognition. Rotationally balanced butyl bladder provides ultimate air. Official high school game ball of over 20 state adoptions. Built for hardwood hooping.
You've always wanted to be part of something bigger than yourself. You live for experience and lead by example. You want the most out of life and realize what you're looking for is already in you. This is for you, the Canadian Armed Forces, a message from the Government of Canada.
back at the Saville Center for the ASAA Hoops Showcase. 29-29 through one half of action here between the Sheppard Thunderbirds and Edmonton Christian Lions on this IC Live Procast. Connor Toffin joined by Eric Fawcett. Well, I said the score, so we got a close game. And, I was kind of thinking during the half, sometimes in these low event games, neither team has been able to lift the lid off the basket yet, but a lot of times these games just got to stay close. Now we're set up for what should be a good second half here.
Absolutely, and again, as much as you can look at the score and say like, oh, both teams must have really struggled, I really do think the execution on the defensive end was very good for both teams. The Thunderbirds in a little bit more man defense, pushing out catches to the perimeter, and then with Edmonton Christian, a 2-3 zone that really took the Thunderbirds out of what they want to do offensively. So a lot of really high-level execution defensively in the first half. Let's see if we can bring some of that execution to the offensive end, and the team that executes better offensively here in the second could very well be the team that wins.
Of everybody, we did kind of see Neon Gabo get hot from beyond the arc for the Thunderbirds. Hit a few threes in that first half. Kind of kept that offense afloat at times. And he will take the ball to open up the second half of action. Bartlett gives it up to Holt. Down to Neon Gabo. Quickly back up to Midaku. Dunkley. Lost his dribble, trying to find someone. Neon Gabo open for three, and it's in.
So the 2-3 zone was really good for Edmonton Christian in the first half. They actually play man-to-man here to start the second and completely lose a shooter. That's the one player to really knock down a bunch of shots here for Sheppard, and that's the guy you don't want to leave. So pretty interesting, but I also think this is kind of the coaching chess you play. I think Edmonton Christian knows that 2-3 is going to be effective, so they just put it in their back pocket for now, and I'm sure we'll see it again later in this game.
Kamami got into that passing lane. Tipped it out of bounds. Bartlett. Worked it over to Dunkley. Contested at the rim by Day. He'll pull in the rebound.
Day is just so impactful on both ends. We saw his passing ability earlier. We've seen his scoring ability with power, and we're also seeing how much of a force he is defensively around the rim.
Bartlett tipped it as they were trying to find Day in the post, and another jump ball. Possession arrow to the Lions.
In comes Elliot Daniel for Edmonton Christian. He was fantastic in the first half.
They find Day open down low, and he's able to dunk it home, his second dunk of the game.
Yeah, great action. Day sets the screen, and oftentimes when you set the screen, if you open up to the ball, you're going to be open, and that's what he did there, and gets an open dunk.
Dunkley. Up top to Bartlett, driving, working against Day, goes up over the contest, and he calls bank.
Tough make for Bartlett, who's a very talented player. He was quiet offensively in the first, but he's someone who can always make an impact, as we see there with the steal and now the finish.
Bartlett, I think technically we can call that one a dunk. we'll give him the benefit of the doubt on that one.
I bet his teammates won't let him call that a dunk.
No, that's true. Here's Day down low, hounded Thunderbirds defense all over him. Nearly turned it over, but Bartlett able to recover and calm things down. Dunkley. Quick passing, not a ton of action here. Dunkley's going to have to pull it, and that'll bank off the backboard. Rebound hauled in by Fotzing. Fotzing driving, quick three, and that one doesn't go. Rebounded by Snatters. Day out to Germa. Germa working against Dunkley. Quick hop step. Saved in the corner by Daniel. Germa pulls it quickly, and it's in!
Bit of a scrambled possession, but at the end they get an open shot out of it. Sometimes it happens like that in basketball.
Fotzing has been all over the passing lanes, nearly forced another turnover there. Got a finger on it, ended up in the hands of Midaku. Bartlett surveys, puts it on the floor, surveying again, shot clock down. Someone's got to put it up, and that one's not off in time.
Yeah, really well defended here by Edmonton Christian. Again, playing man-to-man defense has allowed the Thunderbirds to get into a little bit more of the offense they want to be running, getting guys off flex cuts and wide pin downs, but at the same time, Edmonton Christian has a really good defensive possession and just guards all of those actions.
Quick passing there as Day got it to Snatters on the cut. It is off of Snatters, and it'll be Thunderbirds ball.
Yeah, the Lions got a number of buckets off that little give and go action to the short corner in the first half, so it's a good look. That one doesn't work for them, but you love to see the ball zinging like that.
Midaku gives it up to Dunkley. Found some room, couldn't get it to go.
Good look though, and again, this is where these actions are really good for Ross Sheppard. They're much more comfortable playing against man defense than they are zone.
Day found Fotzing on the cut. Rebound and put in by Snatters. Tied up again at 36. Bartlett working against Day. Nice bounce pass down low to find Ian Gabo. Now he's double teamed. Whistle blown.
It'll be a 3-second call in the lane, and good job there by the Lions to tie up the ball handler.
It's just not a ton of room for either offense here. Tons of pressure, tons of on-ball pressure brought by both defenses. Daniel, guarded by Emmanuel. Ball on the ground, picked up by the Lions. Here's Day. Quick pass, quick shot from the free throw line, and it'll roll in for Snatters.
You just gotta love the way Isaac Day passes the ball. Everything's on a frozen rope on the line, right into the shooter's pocket. He's an unselfish player. There he finds a teammate for an open jumper.
Midaku. I think that Emmanuel there thought about taking the three, maybe got crossed up, and ends up picking up the travel.
Yeah, it doesn't take too much indecision in those situations.
Daniel quickly gives it to Gurma. Gurma with the three doesn't go. He's made a couple today. Quick pass up to Bartlett. Just out of reach. And saved by our cameraman, Laurie Plant. Well, after it went out of bounds, so it'll go back to the Lions. Some subs coming into the game here, as the Lions will bring out some fresh legs. Daniel and Gurma, though, remaining in the backcourt. Quick pass over to Fotzing. Now down low, they'll put up a shot, and that one doesn't go for Van Boom. Here's Smith. Smith, three-pointer, short. Daniel. And the Lions looking to extend on just a 2-point lead. And now the Lions, I believe, step out of bounds.
Those corners keep claiming ball handlers. It's so tight there, and a good job by Carson Bartlett to pressure ball handler. Hey, if you get someone trapped in that area, they're dealing with two defenders. They're dealing with their own defender and the sideline.
Not a ton of room down there. Is that just something that kind of comes down to experience? Because, you know, when you see a higher level game, a youth sports game, you don't see players step out of bounds this often. Often in high school you do.
Yeah, I think the thing at higher levels of basketball is just when the ball gets into the corner, as we see a big three-point shot go down, when the ball goes into the corner, higher level players, more experienced players will try to get the ball out of there as soon as possible. When the ball sticks, like we've seen tonight, that's going to turn into some turnovers.
And a three made in response by Daniel.
I've been really impressed by Daniel's game. Picks his spots well, has shown really good shot selection, and because of it, he's made some big buckets.
Dunkley in the corner. Tiptoes the baseline, keeps it in. three. And Ross Shepp can't find a response. Van Boom. In the post. Works it up to Fotzing. Goes up with the right. Can't get it to go. Van Boom fighting for the rebound and does just enough there to force the Thunderbirds to deflect it out of bounds.
Van Boom set a massive screen to free up his teammate getting to the rim, and then because of that was freed up to battle on the offensive glass.
Germa, a couple jab steps, he'll drive, and they'll call it a travel.
Much more offensive output here in the second quarter than we saw in really the first half, and again, you're starting to see teams kind of figure out what they want to do offensively.
Corner three is open and it's in for Midaku.
That was the first possession Edmonton Christian went back into the zone defense, and they lose a corner shooter, which can often be the weak point of that zone.
Kamami, spin move, double teamed, and it's a jump ball.
Smith makes things happen for the Thunderbirds. He's tied up some loose balls by diving to the floor, then digs down on a drive, forces another jump ball. Just with pure energy and effort, he's really made an impact.
Dunkley about to receive the inbounds here for Ross Shepp. Looked at our game notes before and expected that Dunkley might have been one of the taller players on the team, because it said that for the past 2 seasons, he finished second in rebounding both years as a point guard. Not too often you see that. I've been surprised by his rebounding ability tonight. Maybe shouldn't have been, having looked at the notes before. We've really seen Dunkley make an impact on the glass all night. Not too often you'll see that from a point guard. Germa working against Dunkley. Dunkley will get a hand on it. Lions, Daniel driving. Oh, somehow found Van Boom. Not sure where he's seen him, how he's seen him, but he got the ball there, and then Van Boom was able to finish.
Yeah, coming off the bench, Daniel brings some juice to the Lions offensively. We saw him knock down some shots. Here he just keeps his head up the entire time on a drive. Maybe gets a little bit off balance enough that the Thunderbirds defense really connects to him, and then he finds a dump-off pass for an and one. So again, Daniel has been very impressive in the backcourt for Edmonton Christian.
And they're able to finish the and one. Isaac Day will check back into the game.
And worth noting, the Lions were able to take a lead and really play a good stretch of basketball there without Day, who has been an outstanding player for them. So now they get him back in the game, and you can see if they can really get a run together.
Quick pass to the wing, Emmanuel. Lost his dribble, but quickly got it to Smith. Midaku up to Dunkley. Dunkley driving, tries to get it to the corner. It's tipped. Day intercepts. Might have been Snatter, so now going the other way, a big block by Dunkley, but he picked up the foul. Boy, oh boy, though. Dunkley, you wouldn't know he's a point guard if you didn't actually get to see him, right? If you just looked at the box score, you would probably think he's a post player.
Rebounds, block shots. There was just really good anticipation where you saw the ball handler, as many guys do in transition, they want to get to their right hand. Everyone's more comfortable with their dominant hand. But because Dunkley read that, ran to the right side of the rim and went to contest that shot. Thought he got it clean, got him on the wrist, but still a good defensive play.
Yeah, not surprising to see Dunkley as well, a multi-sport athlete, really good lacrosse player. Actually quarterbacked for the Ross Shepp football team for a while too. Got into some injury trouble there and elected to continue to play basketball. Just focus more on it, I should say.
I can only imagine him playing lacrosse as well. I'm sure he was mixing it up all the time there too.
And it makes sense, right? When you see the way he plays the game.
Oh yeah.
Makes sense. A lot of multi-sport athletes on the floor tonight. Isaac Day, another one of them, volleyball player as well. Seen his leaping ability a couple times tonight as that ball deflects off of a Lion and out of bounds.
Yeah, Isaac Day, also one of the top volleyball players in Alberta, someone who's probably going to have a lot of opportunities to play either sport at the collegiate level, whether it be basketball or volleyball, and you can just see that raw athleticism and talent.
Corner three doesn't go. Germa brings it up the floor. Turned over. It was intercepted by Kovacic. Able to find Neon Gabo. Had to jump to receive the pass though. Got it out to Smith, who makes the three. Smith has been kind of a sneaky good player this game. Hasn't had a ton of minutes. Hasn't had the ball in his hands, but made a couple shots and made some plays on the other end. Day down low, goes up with the right and puts it in.
Just has such great patience when he gets it down low, and then with those long strides, he's able to just step through from the pivot.
2-for-1 chance here if the Thunderbirds want to take it. And a quick two goes in as Emmanuel steps into the shot. Germa actually can hold for last shot here. Thunderbirds would have had to work quickly to get that 2-for-1. And Germa pulls it back near half court. They're just looking for last shot here, but it's deflected away. And Germa fighting for it, jumps, gets into the passing lane. Emmanuel plays it down low, going up, and Bartlett puts it in. Bit of a scramble play there in transition to end the third quarter. But the Thunderbirds are able to take a 2-point lead as we end the third quarter. 49-47, Thunderbirds.
You've always wanted to be part of something bigger than yourself. You live for experience and lead by example. You want the most out of life and realize what you're looking for is already in you. This is for you, the Canadian Armed Forces, a message from the Government of Canada.
We're back at the Saville Center. Sheppard Thunderbirds, Edmonton Christian Lions being treated to another close game here. Just 49-47, a 2-point game with 10 minutes remaining with the Thunderbirds having the 2-point advantage. Connor Toffin joined by Eric Fawcett. So might be our last chance to really sum up the thoughts of the whole day here. So, you know, first time ASAA Hoops Showcase going live to TELUS on this IC Live Procast. It's, you know, obviously we've been treated to 2 good games, so that's always helps, but it's been a really well put together night here on this Wednesday.
Yeah, it really has just a convergence of a lot of great talent on the floor, investment from ASAA, and to have a great teams on the floor, be at a great setting here at the Saville Community Center, and then to have be able to put on a great production like this. I mean, it's just a convergence of a lot of people trying to do things the right way. So it's great to see how much high school sports and on the whole, and especially high school basketball has grown in Alberta. And again, I just think it's going to be special to look back in a couple of years when I'm sure that these games broadcast from ASAA are going to be a big thing. It's going to be cool to look back on a night like this and say, hey, this was the first one.
One of my favorite things about these games is something that we're probably not going to see tonight or next year, maybe even the year after. But I always find in football, in basketball, and any ASAA event, it's always cool years down the road when you look at the Golden Bears. You know, sometimes Stingers players are coming from these high schools, and you look back, you know, the one name I think of is actually a football player, Chuba Hubbard playing for the Panthers right now. And you look back, and it's so cool when, you know, they kind of got that spotlight in high school, and it's good to see that, you know, we're putting forward our best foot and getting these guys some spotlight here. Turnover. Thunderbirds in transition on the breakaway, and Kovacic couldn't hit the layup. Chuba Hubbard from Bev Facey, so obviously not playing here tonight. And that attempt will go in from Snatters, who pulled in the rebound and picked up the second chance points. Neon Gabo. Looked like Fotzing might have got a piece of it, but at some point Neon Gabo was fouled. And he'll go, sorry, that was on the floor. Might have been away from the play there.
Mentioned earlier that Ross Shepp, just on the note you were talking about, seeing players now before what they could be in a couple of years. The Totem Hoops Classic starting tomorrow at Ross Shepp, and then didn't get a chance to talk about it in the previous game because of the frenetic pace. But Jasper Place in not this weekend, but next weekend, hosting the Reb, always one of the best tournaments in Western Canada. Just an opportunity to see guys that will certainly be making an impact now, but also in the upcoming years at the next level.
Good time to be a basketball player in Edmonton.
Oh, I mean, arguably the best ever. When you know, looking at players who for years had to really work hard for exposure, and usually that meant traveling or having to go elsewhere to play basketball, and now there are opportunities to be seen here in Edmonton and across Alberta, and tonight is a showcase of just that. And I think we'll start to see a lot more great stories of players from Alberta playing high school sports and going on to do huge things.
No good on the second free throw, so stays a 49-49 game here with just under 9 minutes to play here in the fourth. Daniel being guarded by Blith. Quick look outside, quick three, and it goes. That three-point shot from Snatters looks so good.
You know, he can get hot, and that one was out of his hands in a hurry. That's a big-time shot to catch it fading towards the corner, put it up right away. Now, here's where the Thunderbirds are really good. They missed that shot, but again, when Edmonton Christian plays man, and the Thunderbirds can go through their kind of regular screening away from the ball actions, they've been really good.
Turned over. Jumping into the passing lane was Kovacic. Here's Blith. Neon Gabble, they'll give it up to Bartlett. Bartlett goes to work the 6'5" forward, puts it up with the right, doesn't go. Took some contact, he goes to the floor. Lions with an opportunity the other way. They kick it out to Gurma, open, three. Can't get it to go. And that net, as we talked about earlier, is kind of flipped up into itself again. Seen that a few times today. Another chance here for the Lions, and Fotzing can't get it to go. Neon Gabbo finds an opening. Three, doesn't go. Rebound for Daniel. Just 52-49 for the Lions. There'll be a turnover here, I believe. Check the call here in a second. I think there's a bit of confusion on the floor as well.
Wow, this is a huge call. So Kovacic got the steal. He was immediately fouled by an Edmonton Christian player, and because it broke up a fast break, it's an unsporting call. It'll be shots and the ball. I mean, first of all, Kovacic is just continuing. It's seemingly that like the last three possessions has got his fingertips on something defensively. Came up with a couple of steals as well as just some general deflections messing up the Edmonton Christian offense, but here he does get a steal, immediately fouled, and again, as per the FIBA rules, in that transition opportunity, it's an unsporting foul, so that in a three-point game is massive.
Thunderbirds down by three. Great chance here to tie it up or maybe go ahead. Get a look at the Ross Shepp bench. It's Neon Gabble right in the middle of things. Big opportunity here for the Thunderbirds, like you said, not just off the two free throws, but the possession to follow. And in a game where points have been hard to find at times, a chance for a couple free ones coming up.
Lengthy timeout here for Ross Shepp, using every second possible, and I'm sure they're going to have something here to call when they get the ball after these free throws.
So they'll send Kovacic to the line. And first one will rattle in. Remember, he's got two here. It's called an unsporting foul at the high school level. In the NBA, that would either be a transition take foul or a clear path foul. Just a bit of a terminology difference. So 2 shots. Kovacic makes 2 important free throws, and now he'll go to inbound the ball. With the Thunderbirds down by just 1. Dunkley will man the offense. Waiting for a pick from Midaku. Bartlett now. Midaku. Time running out on the shot clock. Bartlett didn't get it off in time.
So like I mentioned, Ross Sheppard had a special out of timeout play that they wanted to run there. They were expecting man defense from Edmonton Christian. Edmonton Christian came out in a 2-3 zone, completely messed up what the Thunderbirds wanted to do, and they don't get a shot off because of the clock.
Gurma up top. And that one just went through the hands of Snatters.
You're starting to kind of feel that pendulum kind of swing towards the Thunderbirds here. If they could come up with a score here, that would be massive.
Thunderbirds on a bit of a mini run here. Bartlett down low to Dunkley. Goes to the corner. Pass is tall. Blith had to go up to recover it. Dunkley from the arc. Doesn't go. Snatters finds Gurma in the corner. Tight space, kind of tight roping that sidelines again. Stays in and now drives. And he's fouled and takes a hard fall there.
Heard that one all the way from up here in the broadcast booth.
And Gurma going to be able to walk this one off.
It just seems like Gurma just constantly is able to get to his right hand to the middle of the floor, which is something pretty much every defense is trying to take away from guards. But that just shows his kind of slipperiness and his ability to get to the lane.
So Gurma to the line for 2. Up by 1. Stay a 1 possession game regardless of the results here. 6.5 minutes left. Gurma good on the first. And the second is true as well. Thunderbirds will take out Bartlett probably for the last time of the game, and we'll have to get some size with Bartlett coming in the center. Or sorry, Prasad the center rather. It's only one Bartlett. Midaku on the wing. Open 3 in the corner. Kovacic puts it in.
Great action, putting multiple players into the middle of the lane. Attracted a lot of attention. Get that boomerang pass back to the corner for an open 3.
Gurma from the wing. A response 3 doesn't go. Daniel though pulls down the rebound. Back out to Gurma. This time he'll drive. Goes up with the right. And good contest at the rim there. Might have been Midaku kind of got a hand in there the last second. Dunkley goes out to Blith. Work it back to Dunkley up top. Quick swing pass over to Midaku. Now in the corner, finds some space, shoots it, and can't get it to go. Day with the rebound. Gurma, it's taken away. Good job by Prasad with the fresh legs to force the turnover. Dunkley calmly brings it up half court just before the 8-second mark. And another turnover here. That one off the fingertips of Prasad. Daniel gets rewarded with the steal. Day down low, working against a few Thunderbirds. And in the end, it's Prasad stripping it away. Turnovers going back and forth here, like a ping pong table. In the corner, the 3 is in. Blith with the shot. And the Thunderbirds are up by 3. Lions call timeout.
Sometimes you can tell if a shot's going to go in by just how the shooter catches the ball. And that was that skip pass hit him right in the shooting pocket, allowed him to go up with perfect form, and you just knew it was going to fall. So great work there by the passer to set up that 3.
57-54. Thunderbirds are up. Thunderbirds, you know, they have such a good, they're such a good basketball school. They're, you know, pretty much, we talked about their rebuild kind of coming out of COVID. It's their 3rd year of the rebuild. So this is, you know, this is a compete year for them right now. Thunderbirds in it to win it this year. Some pressure on them, and the Lions have pretty much went step for step with them tonight. Smaller school, as we said off the top of the show, under 300 people at Edmonton Christian. But pretty much two perfectly evenly matched teams so far tonight. We've been treated to another good game.
Absolutely. It's again, the first game of the night was runs and runs and runs, and this game has just been trading blows, and no team really able to create that separation, and doing it in a couple of different ways. And even as this goes right now, I just wonder on this upcoming possession, you have to think, okay, what does Edmonton Christian do defensively? Are they in man or a zone? Oh, what lineup is Sheppard going to go out with? Like, it's just been little decisions like that have defined this game.
Feels like it could be one run at this point, and you could pull away, but it's not going to be easy to find those points. Feels like a bit of a heavyweight boxing match. Who's going to deliver the knockout blow? Is it going to be Snatters who makes another three and ties it up?
For the first time in the game, the Thunderbirds put a little three-quarter court press and get trapping, and unfortunately leaves probably the best shooter on the floor for Edmonton Christian open.
Dunkley off a handoff. Hop step back outside to Blythe. Dunkley, single digits on the shot clock. Now down to 5 seconds. Quickly back out to Midiku, has to put it up. And that one, I think it did go off the rim, and they're saying it's off of a line here, so shot clock should reset to 14. And now they're going to give it to the Lions.
Yeah, I think the baseline official did correctly call the out of bounds, not knowing that there was the shot clock had expired. So good job by this crew. Officiated a good game all night.
Daniel goes up and he's fouled. So can't finish. We'll go to the line for two. Daniel's had a really good game tonight, Eric.
Yeah, coming off the bench, he just provides that spark. I mean, you kind of see, in particular the NBA, a lot of teams like to have that microwave guy off the bench who just comes in and makes things happen, and that's kind of the role he's had for the Lions, someone who can take and make tough shots. We've also seen his passing ability. I've just been very impressed, and while he did come off the bench to start the game and start the second half, I think now we're seeing the biggest moments of the game, and he's out there because he's an important player.
And another foul on the floor here. This one going to go against the Lions.
Just trying so hard to keep it out of that high post. Little shot across the face.
Here's Carter Holt. Down low, Bartlett puts it up, and he's fouled. Bartlett will go to the line for two.
Got bailed out a little bit, started to bobble it on the drive, but then ended up receiving contact across the arm.
Bartlett will make the first. You know, we've seen Midiku play some valuable minutes today for Ross Shepp. Started with Ross Shepp last year and actually destroyed his knee, so good to see him back on the floor this year. He has worked hard to overcome that. Always good to see a player like that seeing the floor even after a major injury. Offensive rebound is put in from Kamami. Hull had a three for a moment, instead gives it up to Midiku. And he has it tipped away. They'll say it went off of Midiku, so clearly the Lions got a hand on it, but must have went off of his leg. Long three. Doesn't go. It was online, but just a little too strong off the hands of Snatters. In the corner on the other side. Three for Shepp, and it's a foul. Bartlett took the three, and I think Day might have just gotten into the landing space there. It'll be a few shots from the free throw line.
so tough as a defender. You know that protecting the three-point line is so important in today's day and age, especially that corner three. You go all out just to try to contest that shot however you can, and then your momentum goes into the shooter. So tough foul to take, but that's something that you try to learn at this point of the season, what you can and can't do, and I'm sure the next closeout will be a little cleaner.
Bartlett looking for a third straight from the line, and it doesn't go. Whistle, though. And Thunderbirds must have just stepped into the lane early or something there. Lions now in a tie game with under 3 minutes to play here in the fourth quarter. Second game of the ASAA Hoops Showcase doubleheader. Into the corner. Snatters puts it up off the front of the rim, rebounded by Midiku. Open three. Carter Hull can't get it to go. Dunkley fighting for the rebound. And a foul here as Dunkley and Daniel were fighting for the loose ball, and it's going to go against Daniel.
Edmonton Christian getting a little bit lucky, completely losing Hull. Has shown the ability to knock down shots in transition. Then you see them be a little bit less lucky with a foul call there. We just saw the replay of them battling over a loose ball.
Dunkley will go to the line, makes the first. Now looking to make it a 2-point game. We'll do just that with 2:26 left to play. Set up for a good finish. You start to feel the intensity starting to ratchet up. Gurma from three, can't get it to go. And Ian Gabo pulls down the rebound. Midiku forays through traffic. Hole on the outside. Quick passing goes through the hands of Dunkley, but Midiku there to recover. Dunkley open. Three. Big shot doesn't go. And a turnover down low. Snatters was trying to save it. And Bartlett read it well. Got right in the way as he was trying to work it today. Put it up and gives the Thunderbirds a 4-point lead.
Just a quick clock issue stops it there, but that is an old coach's adage. Don't save the ball under your own hoop. And when you sometimes throw the ball that way, right into Bartlett's hand, who is waiting for it. At that point, you'd rather just eat it, step out of bounds, set your defense, than force a play like that when you give up a tough layup. So again, learning moments at this early point of the season.
Shot, right hand shot is good for Snatters.
Known more as a three-point shooter, but gets it done inside there.
Hull on the wing. Quick pass to Midiku. Bartlett. He'll put it on the floor. Goes into the high post. Little pump fake, and now a quick pass over to Ian Gabo. He's got it taken away. Looked like it was Kamami getting a hand in there. Minute and a half left to play. One possession game. Quick three. It's in.
Oh my goodness. At a huge moment of the game, he just rises up from range. That is big time shot making.
Don't need me to tell you who that was. He's been doing it all game. And apparently been doing it for his whole high school career. Dunkley, 60 seconds left in the game. Bartlett goes up, fouled. Bartlett was fouled, and he'll go back to the free throw line.
Tough one for the Lions again, defended well for much of the shot clock. Got Bartlett with a dead dribble, pivoting, and unfortunately bail him out with a foul, and these will be two huge free throws. We just saw him go 2 for 3 from the free throw line. See if he can make them both here.
Well, before these two free throws, you come out of them with the deficit, the tie, or the lead. He'll secure at least a tie here after making the first. 65-65. Second shot is up and no good. Day with the rebound. We're all tied up at 65. Under a minute left to play. Here's Gurma. Screen set by Day. And it's out of bounds. Bit of a miscue there between Gurma and Snatters. And the Thunderbirds are going to get the ball back. They have 2 timeouts left. They'll call one of them. 49.6 seconds left. The clock starts to matter here. You got to manage that. You got to get your best shots off on every possession now. Can't afford to waste anything for either of these two teams, Eric.
Yeah, and you saw the defensive intensity cranked up for Ross Sheppard there, and again, when you're kind of running off all these dribble handoffs, I mean, when the defense starts to crank up and make those exchanges difficult, that's what we saw there, and a ball kicked out of bounds, and that's what you got to kind of think about with your offense in the final minute. There's some stuff that works in the first half or even the first 35 minutes of the game, but suddenly those become a lot more difficult when defensive pressure really cranks up. So probably want to bring a few less defenders to the ball here on the next possession, and you'll have more success. But again, we've seen both teams execute a little bit better offensively here in the second than the first, and now we're going to see who's got probably the best ball handlers, the best shot makers. Those could be the ones that come out victorious here with 49.6 seconds remaining.
Going into the half, it was tied 29-29. Both teams almost through the whole second half, just under a minute remaining, have so far each scored 36 in this half. We're all knotted up. And the game pretty much comes down to these next 49 seconds. Thunderbirds will have the first chance. Let's take another lead. Dunkley. Quick pass outside. Holt. And Gabo. Driving. Stops. Finds Midiku for 3. Doesn't go. Day with the rebound. 27 seconds left. 4 seconds separating shot clock and game clock. So the Lions can't hold it for last shot. But a score here. Oh, it's a turnover. Bartlett gets into the passing lane. Thunderbirds can hold for last shot. Dunkley driving to the rim, blocked. Bartlett with the rebound. Bartlett goes up with the right. It goes. Bartlett with the bucket of the game gives the Thunderbirds a 2-point lead.
Bartlett has just made things happen with his energy level and his anticipation, and in the biggest moments of the game, reads a shot that was going to fall off the rim, has the poise, doesn't force anything up, knows he has time on the clock. He goes up strong, but he goes up confidently, and he goes up patiently, and is able to finish, to be honest, rather calmly given the circumstances. And yeah, that's been an impressive play from a player who's played very impressively all night long.
Just 3.6 seconds left on the clock. Rob Hofstede drawing up the play for the Edmonton Christian Lions, down by 2. We've been neck and neck all game. What do you look to do here if you're the Lions?
Well, I think the first thing is if you're the Edmonton Christian coaching staff, you've got to remind your team that 3.6 seconds is longer than it thinks. This doesn't have to be a catch and shoot situation. This doesn't have to be one dribble and put something up quick. In 3.6 seconds, you can probably swing the ball once and still get someone to use a dribble to get open. I'm not saying it's an eternity, but sometimes you'll see, especially at the high school level, players just try to get something up the moment they get the ball when they see something like 3.6 seconds, which could be convenient. They've obviously advanced the ball here with their timeout.
Got to watch for the inbounder on these as well. And right now the inbounder is one of the better three-point shooters in the city. Snatters to inbound. He'll get the handoff. Snatters near half court. Bartlett tips it away. Bartlett with the game-winning bucket. And then the game-winning steal on the other end. What a play.
That is the Bartlett experience for you. Someone who can win the game on the offensive end and win you a game on the defensive end. And we got to see it all in under 5 seconds. The huge offensive rebound, the huge finish on the other end completely blows up. Again, we talked about it on the previous possession. It's really difficult to run dribble handoff actions at the end of a tight game. And again, you bring multiple defenders to the ball, and you're going to open yourself up to have them blown up and turn into turnovers. So bit of a tough finish there for Edmonton Christian, but something that they can look to improve on here moving on for the rest of the season, because they still played a fantastic basketball game.
You know, that was an interesting game because it really felt like it was, you know, occasional shots falling for some people on the Thunderbirds, but it was really Neil and Gabo, it felt like, in the first half, kind of keeping them on the scoreboard, keeping them in the game. And then as the game went on, it felt like it was a total team effort for the Thunderbirds all around. Whoever the 5 players were on the floor, you couldn't really move your defense towards one of them. It seemed to always be all 5 players contributing at the same time.
Yeah, and that's the reputation that the Thunderbirds have around the city, a team that plays unselfishly and doesn't have one clear star. They really spread it around. That's what other coaches in the league have told me. That's what their coaching staff has talked about. And the proof is in the pudding. You see how the players play on the floor. They play unselfishly, and it makes them difficult to guard. And on a night where it still didn't feel like a whole lot went right for them necessarily, they gritted out a win.
Teams lining up for the player of the games. Could pretty much pick anybody on these two teams. Lots of good efforts tonight. And like you said, for the Lions, a tough loss. Felt like they had a small advantage for most of the game. They were never quite able to pull away, but I think a lot of positives for them to take from this game tonight as well.
Oh, absolutely. And I think Isaac Day could be one of the best players in the city, most impactful on both the defensive and offensive end. They had guards make play. I thought Daniel was fantastic off the bench. And again, I think that their zone was fantastic. You could see them play 40 minutes of it and it would be effective. So a lot to build on there for Edmonton Christian.
We're going to give our players the game now. And from the Edmonton Christian Lions, we have Aaron Snipperson. Now, the Sheppard Thunderbirds, Jakin the Young.
What a day from the Saville Center in the first ever ASAA Hoops Showcase, Eric. I think these two games were just separated by, like, what, 3 points total or something? We were treated to 2 excellent basketball games. Hopefully in the future we can do many, many more. For the second game, it was the Sheppard Thunderbirds taking down the Edmonton Christian Lions 67-65. From myself, from Eric, and the whole IC Live crew, thank you so much for tuning in tonight. It's been a pleasure from the Saville Center.